China, go back! 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 Go back! Free Tibet! Go back! China, go back! China, go back!
Engine pipe, go engine pipe. Go, go, go. Oh, come on.
This, what is happening now, spread of Chinese virus into India and rise of number of deaths and people affected by coronavirus is already creating so much of hostility, anger in the mind of the Indians. And this is here, palpable. We can see it in general public. Over that, when China not only invaded but maintained its occupation of some territory of India, this is a very serious case. And people of India are angry. They're doubly angry because of the virus and because of the way Chinese military invaded and occupied small territory of India, and also causing this death of over 20 Indian soldiers and maiming almost about 130 people. This will change India's perspective on China.
The ongoing tension at the Indo-Tibet border may highlight the plight of the Tibetan cause in a renewed light and give the Tibetan struggle a much-needed push moving forward.
Now, strongly we Indians, we strongly realize the country which was 30 years back, just equivalent to you, they have aggressively come up on the world arena, universal arena to capture everything. It's the right time to quote. Tibetans have been saying it that the freedom of Tibet is security for India. And it's the right time for India to come up strongly at the UN level also to talk about it, that we have boundaries with Tibet. We do not have any boundaries, sharing boundaries with China.
Amidst the public outrage against China, there is also a growing pan-India voice to boycott Chinese products in the country and isolate China economically. But the question remains if boycotting Chinese trade is the answer and if such a feat is possible at all.
Today, China is second largest country in the world in terms of the trade. So the Chinese military expenditure has been backed by the Chinese economy. So the logic is that if we try to destroy the Chinese economic development, then automatically it will affect the Chinese military expenditure. So when Chinese military expenditure has collapsed, then China has no capacity to develop the huge amount of military in the Himalaya and Tibet. So this logic, why I see that the Made in China boycott makes sense.
What was earlier, 2 months ago, unthinkable, that China is a country which is the most important source of supply chain for international manufacturing companies. In 2 months, things changed. Japan is pulling out all these companies. America and Europe and Australia, everybody is isolating China. They are pulling out their companies. China is getting isolated, and unprecedented. For the first time, China faced over 120 countries voting against China for this probe into COVID-19. These are unprecedented events that are happening, and such kind of change is happening only in the recent 2 months.
Exiled Tibetans argue that before the occupation of Tibet, Indo-Chinese confrontations were unheard of, with Tibet between India and China.
Well, I think we need to put this into historical perspective, in a sense that since the occupation of Tibet, the unmaking of Indo-Tibetan border and the making of Sino Indian border. This is something that we have to put into perspective. And another thing that we have to look into is the zone of circulation along the Himalayas. So you have to think in terms of movement of people, movement of ideas, movement of goods, and trading along this Himalayan region. Now, what has happened with the occupation of Tibet is this transformation of those frontiers into borders. So this transformation is causing many of these problems that we're facing right now, so to speak. We can say that these are the crises of modernity in the Himalayas. So the frontiers where there's this fluid exchange of ideas and migration of people and ideas have been sort of straitjacketed by this imposition of borders along the Himalayas, where this movement of people are restricted. So if you look at history, there are people from Ladakh traveling to Lhasa, to Yarkand, and all along the Central Asian area. So this migration that we have to map out and then try to put this into perspective as you know, as Tibet was occupied by the People's Liberation Army and the People's Republic of China, and there's this huge transformation that is happening along the Himalayas.
Tibetan activists say that confrontations with China will continue until the status of Tibet as a buffer state is restored and the independence of Tibet is reinstated.
We have clearly mentioned that if the India want the lasting and the perfect solution is to restore the complete independence for Tibet. So while restoring the complete independence, the major issue, especially in regarding with the India, will be resolved. So Tibet is not only including the political issue, there's a lot of environment issue which indirectly affecting the South Asian populations. So in total, the Tibet issue is the security of not only the India, the whole Asia's security.
तिब्बत की आजादी, तिब्बत की आजादी, तिब्बत की आजादी,